Also, quick question. What about Marvel FNAF? I know DC has this FNAF thing, but what about Marvel? How would you pitch Marvel FNAF? Like it'd be funny. Okay, Doctor Strange, I don't know. Punisher. That's a whole other story. Spider-Man is too easy to do, I guess. Oh, Cloak and Dagger would be great because they are mainly trying to avenge broken children, broken young people. That will work. Ghost Rider. Oh, the spirit of it. Oh my God, Ghost Rider penance stairs. William Afton. Springtrap will get killed a million ways in the Marvel universe. He'll get like fear destroyed by Man-Thing. Deadpool's so predictable to be in the FNAF universe. He would just make fun of y'all. He would just make fun of all the FNAF fans. Wanda would be nice too, I guess. Ironically, DC is more chaotic, but at least you have more characters to access to that fits. Whereas like Marvel's like, you have a couple here and you have one or two here and there, but it doesn't work there. What would you pitch as Marvel FNAF? I like to hear, because I love the comments of the DC one. Where it's like, what if they do this? I'm like, that's awesome. So I want to hear the Marvel ones. Although it's very unlikely and very weird. That'd be interesting. That'd be interesting. Scratch all that, okay? Scratch all that. You know what? Screw all of that. Turns out, literally, I recorded that, and then literally over the next 24 hours, I'm like, wait a minute. I just came up with something better. Or something so obvious that Marvel will definitely do. Because the funny thing about Marvel and DC, there's two things, okay? Number one, I feel like we're slowly transitioning to a point where FNAF is going to have a crossover with Marvel or DC. Or both. Not at the same time though. And there's a reason why. Because the amount of crossovers of the last 30 years or so that Marvel and DC had with certain IPs, especially nowadays, like kids grew up to become writers and then are artists and want to do a crossover or like to be part of the crossover between Marvel's or DC characters versus the Predator or the aliens or the Xenomorphs. Godzilla, Kong, the list goes on. And I feel like now, since FNAF is still relatively new, we're getting to a point where now the new generation or upcoming future generation of writers and artists are going to want a FNAF crossover, are going to want to do that, because I feel like that could possibly happen, especially for as big of a franchise as FNAF is. As crazy as it might sound to some people, it's entirely possible. It's not surprising if that'll happen. I feel like because we live in a certain timeline, I feel like it could happen either tomorrow or like 10 years later. Less than 10 years, it's going to happen at some point. And there's too much potential you can add. I mean, DC crossed over with Sonic and the Power Rangers, so I think that really tells you a lot about these crossovers. Now, for Marvel, the whole point of the Marvel thing is I want to pitch this idea, and it's so obvious that Marvel will definitely do. Because again, the difference between Marvel and DC is that I feel like, at least nowadays, if FNAF goes to DC, we'll have a couple one-shots are there. Or if you want an Elseworld story, or if you want something else. Nah. You know what Marvel will do? Marvel will make a whole event. Marvel will make a whole Secret or Wars event, like the FNAF War, I don't know. Marvel will make a whole, maybe another universe, like a what if thing. But like an entire event called Springtrap Kills the Marvel Universe. That's something that would definitely happen. Let me spew some random stuff about this idea, okay? Because I don't have a full story or anything, but I just have ideas that I could just spin out, alright? Imagine William Afton stuffing Tony into a suit. Even though that technically kind of happened with Darkhold Iron Man. The only difference is that because it's golden, you can give him the golden suit. There we go. You know what you should call it? The Age of Afton. No, yeah, it's a Age of Afton, because Springtrap tries to kill the Marvel Universe. Well, also, it's a different universe, because it's a post-apocalyptic. So it's like, oh yeah, this is the last remaining survivors. It's like Age of Ultron, but replace him with Springtrap. like Springtrap is the new kid on the block in terms of robots, so he goes to war with Doom and his Doombots or Ultron and like just take it all out. Like he just be like, hey, I'm the new kid on the block, bro. And you know who'd be his great advisor or his right hand man? Mephisto. I don't know, it'd just be funny. Like Golden Freddy would do all this work and he's like, wait, I thought I would go with you to hurt you more, and Mephisto's like, haha, no. He's cool. Like, you know how like in the Boondocks when Snake Meaner impresses the devil, like that's literally going to be like Afton in terms of insanity, and Mephisto's like, huh, you're kind of different, kind of crazy, the kind that I always see in terms of heroes and villains, so hey, I'm gonna help you with this thing. You know what, as much as FNAF suits more with DC, Mephisto suits more than Trigon in terms of William Afton, I'm not gonna lie. And in his animatronics, vibranium animatronics, adamantium animatronics, gamma radiated animatronics. Oh, you know what would be a crazy idea, and this is what I also thought. Imagine Afton not only killing everybody, killing the Marvel Universe, he turns them into robots. Like, that's not new, but like, because it's FNAF, it's interesting. Because imagine turning each team of super characters into the type of animatronics. For example, imagine Fantastic Funtime 4, Nightmare Suns, Midnight Suns, Toy X-Men, and Glamrock Avengers. It writes itself, guys! The Glamrock Avengers! It just writes there. Doom would have a big problem with William Afton, because he'd be like, wait, why, wait, you? That's how you know you've made it. If you fought Doom and beat Spider-Man, that's how you know you made it to the Marvel Universe. Spring Hulk Trap. No, Hulk Trap. Like, you stuff every character into an animatronic. So the villains are withered. The withered are the villains. Bro, that would be hilarious. That would be hilarious. And I think, who would be the last people standing, I guess? I don't know. Who would be the last people standing in an apocalypse? I don't know. I'm just saying. I'm just yapping about stuff. I just want to throw that out there, bro. Animatronic Sentinels. I don't know how, but it would work. It's ridiculous, but that's something Marvel and DC would definitely do. FNAF is at a point where it's already a Marvel DC level insanity in terms of lore. So, like, or in terms of ridiculousness, so I guess that makes more sense to blend them both together. Okay, Ghost Rider would be one of the last people standing, and he'd be like, penance there! And then Mephisto's like, no. A Ghost Rider animatronic, it writes itself. It writes itself, okay? Just Punisher would just be like, someone needs to make a fan game of this, not gonna lie. That will go hard. Off topic, kind of. Here's a what if for you, an MCU what if that is gonna be thrown centuries void, that doesn't matter at all. MCU Peter Quill, one of his childhood favorite places was Fredbear's Family Diner, or Freddy's Pizzeria, and then when he came back to Earth, he becomes the new Michael Afton. He replaces Josh Hutcherson. So that's a crazy what if. Blade could also technically be alive. Okay, let's say for the sake of, simplicity. Blade, Frank, maybe no, not Tony. Maybe one of the first ones to go. Deadpool, Forge. I don't know. Oh my God, Magneto! I completely forgot about Magneto.
Because he's in New York. He's
right,
like,
so he's
you fools! I have access to your entire surroundings are my weapons!
Oh my God. Oh, this is so William Afton. He be like, okay, you all failed me. So he gets all of the animatronics he's gone, all the characters, and combines them all into one big Ennard or whatever the dude, that one thing from Security Breach is called. And then it's like, I'm here. I'm one big thing. You know what doesn't work? Well, it can work, but it doesn't do anything different. A symbiote animatronic, it won't do anything. You know what it will do? Marketing. A symbiote animatronic will do marketing. What is your pitch? What is a random idea you have if they ever do, for whatever reason, they do a crossover? Which would not be surprising in these future years, because FNAF is too popular for it not to do. Like, it's one of those popular franchises. It's going to take a lot of people who FNAF fans in the Marvel DC writing artist room, where it's like, hey, this? How about this? How about this, guys? And they're like, what's FNAF? Joshua Williamson be like, wait, what's FNAF? What's the Mighty Video 7? Oh, that'd be hilarious. That'd be hilarious, bro. And the comic book YouTubers who don't know anything about FNAF be like, wait, what? It's like, oh, you have to catch up with the lore now? Don't worry, they have comics, technically. Oh no, Scott Cawthon will have a Stanley. He'll just pull up randomly as a cameo, be like, hey, what? Imagine Dan Mora's William Afton. Dan Mora's FNAF universe. That's all we need. All right. I'm gonna leave you to process that. Okay. All right. Have a good day, guys. Thanks for watching.